The questions are going to how does, in fact, if Stephen Harper, the way that the system is currently working, which is dysfunctional, is that if he wanted to send the military, he wouldn't have to reconvene the House. If he wanted to spend money, he doesn't have to reconvene the House. They do it for the, it's a convention that one should consider the views of Parliament. That's why, I mean, I was the only MP to vote against the aerial bombardment of Libya in June 2011 because for some reason, when Harper brought that to the House, all the other party leaders decided it would be, I don't know what, maybe they took public opinion polls and they thought it would look good if it was a unanimous vote, and I messed it up for them. But I'm very, there's no other way to, I can't put it more clearly than this. Stephen Harper acts as though he's the entire government. As a member of Parliament, I am part of the Canadian government. And on every issue, over and over again, Stephen Harper makes the decisions, often without consulting Cabinet, without consulting Parliament. His decision, when he first became Prime Minister, to say Canada has no interest in meeting Kyoto targets, was before Parliament had started. He can do it unilaterally because our system of government gives a Prime Minister and a majority government extraordinary powers. And we seem to have forgotten that parliamentary democracy isn't supposed to work like that. And the powers of a Prime Minister need to be curtailed. One thing would be, I'll just throw out one of the solutions that I've got a private member's bill to say that the leader of a party should no longer sign the nomination papers for candidates. That's one of the tools by which leaders of parties are able to get away with this. How he gets away with saying, we basically will support whatever Barack Obama decides to do without actually knowing what it's going to be. I mean, that's Canada's current position. We will support whatever Barack Obama decides to do without really knowing what it is, what its goal or purpose will be, and without consulting anyone other than Stephen Harper. That's wrong in our system of government. And the reason there isn't outrage is that I think part of it is that so many Canadians have been, well, never learned how parliamentary democracy is supposed to work, and have over the years gotten used to the idea that prime ministers are dictators. Because, I mean, Chrétien, there was a book about Chrétien by Jeffrey Simpson called The Benign Dictatorship. I mean, it's not new that the prime minister acts like a dictator. It's just that Stephen Harper has taken it to new extremes. But it's not a new phenomenon, and it's really dangerous. One of the things I should mention is during the prorogation period, what I'm going to do is, as I mentioned, we do 8 town halls in Saanich-Gulf Islands between now and next Friday night, but I'm going to keep going. So the other town hall meetings will be in Halifax and Moncton and Montreal and Toronto and Ottawa and Calgary and Winnipeg and Whitehorse, and I'm probably forgetting a few places, and Aurelia. One of the reasons is I don't know how else we're going to get Canadians to understand how our system is being corrupted if we don't get out and explain it. And the book, you mentioned my book, it's coming out in fall 2014. It will address a lot of these points, and the publisher is Greystone. It's very hard when we have a news media that does not cover this stuff at all, doesn't cover it adequately at all.